everybody, this is Cuzzy Wuzzy Fuzzy, aka Sean Curry Fitness, and I'm just bringing you some of the latest news in the fitness industry. And what I've got for you here is the big one, and that's the F45. Huge gym franchise that has probably dominated the fitness gym membership scene for the last few years. So in this article here, we are looking at multiple F45 training gyms collapse, equipment up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The fitness industry goes around in trends. So is F45's time up, or is this just a bit of an overstatement? A number of franchises have gone into liquidation while gym equipment is being sold incredibly cheap online in a sign of the business struggling to stay afloat. A popular gym franchise has suffered an epic fall from grace with staff laid off, mass resignations from board members, and its share price staying stubbornly low. And now it's emerged that a number of stores have gone into liquidation in the past several months, while gym equipment is being sold incredibly cheaply online in a sign of the business struggling to stay afloat. F45 training, which is known for its functional high-intensity interval training, classes that take place in 45 minutes, was at first an Australian success story after hitting the New York Stock Exchange in 2021 and raking in 500 million on the first day. But what's happened since then has left the franchise scrambling. We can reveal that in the past 6 months, 4 gyms have gone into liquidation. So, first and foremost, how many gyms in the franchise would there be? And is that concerning to call that the F45 franchise is collapsing? I mean, 4 gyms doesn't sound like the end of the world, given the circumstances of what this article is trying to justify. And I've never done F45 myself. I'm very aware of it and how it functions. It's just not for me. I play football. That's enough high intensity for me for the week. But yes, continuing on, gym equipment branded with the F45 logo is being sold on Facebook Marketplace in a massive bargain for buyers. Listings show that piles of dumbbells are up for sale for just $3 a kilo, while kettlebells are being sold for even less at $2 per kilo. All right, welcome to Australia. What are we in? Recession, basically. So it's not surprising that some gyms are probably not doing the numbers that they need to do and will need to close, especially if you franchise and over leverage and own several of these F45 um, box gyms. So yeah, but on September 9 last year, the F45 franchise in Yeppoon in coastal Queensland went into liquidation, with Michael Beck of Worrell's insolvency firm appointed as the liquidator. Just a month later, a Melbourne F45 branch in the suburb of Sunshine also went under. Peter Malone of CRS Insolvency was the appointed liquidator, and a company spokesperson advised news.com.au the company has ceased to trade in March that year. It's understood they were no longer able to enter the premises of the gym. Then, in November, F45 Newstead in Queensland also put in its liquidation papers, as did an F45 gym in Mount Barker, South Australia. Liquidator of the Mount Barker establishment, Stephen James of BCR Advisory, told news.com that the business was hit by declining member numbers, which the owner tried but couldn't turn around. I think given the economy worldwide, let alone in Australia, the F45 franchise membership is quite pricey. I think the minimum, and I might be wrong, but I think the minimum is $50 a week, I think. And that is quite a lot. And it really runs on the fact that you attend, 3+ classes a week. And it really restricts you from getting a broader scope of fitness, because you're consuming, with that price, one style of training, HIIT primarily. I'm not familiar with what other options other than HIIT training it allows you to do. So, most people, you don't long term really need to be smashing your heart rate that high several times a week. You might like 1 or 2 times a week to do the class. So first and foremost, that's my pretty harsh criticism to some would find on that type of training. Sorry, I'm in a shed and there's trees falling on us. So I find that, lost my train of thought. I find that a bit pricey as it is, but with the economy this year, $50 memberships, they're going to go. They're going to go. You can get memberships at gyms for $10 a week, 24/7. Get all your cardio and your weights. And for $20 a week, you can probably get classes with that as well. Just this week, 2 other gyms are under threat of being shut down. On Monday, both the South Yarra and Port Melbourne branches of F45 in Victoria had a winding up application taken against them. Both are understood to owe debts. A small business loan service which lodged the winding up application in court last Wednesday. 3 prominent board members also quit, which also could explain the timing of the sudden listings of F45 equipment on social media. So, I mean, that one's a little bit more concerning for the F45 outlook. 3 prominent board members also quit. So has the Titanic hit an iceberg? Is this the start? And is this in the fitness industry, things like this, F45, and you had CrossFit and you had Zumba, you have 24/7 gyms and you had all the boutique gyms. So you have phases in the industry where certain concepts dominate the industry for a period of time. And is this the point with F45 where, clearly it's peaked and now it can only lose value and lose its grasp on the market? Is it, or is it too soon to say that? The board member thing is interesting, and the circumstances of why they quit would be interesting. I don't think it's going to give us that. Travel CEO Vanessa Douglas, CanStar Chief Technical Officer Angelo DeMacy, and Sports Lecturer Lee Wallace resigned from the company's board, and we have contacted the head office for comment. Adam Gilchrist and Rob Dutch founded the company in 2013. So 2013, 10 years, pretty solid run in the fitness industry. It's had a good run in the Sydney suburb of Paddington and it expanded across Australia and even globally. Mr. Dutch left the company in Feb 2020. Perfect timing, Dutch. That's a great job, right at the peak, just on COVID. He's done well. In May last year, F45 thought it had secured a US $250 Australian $350 million line of credit to keep rapidly expanding. But by the next investors meeting in July, this had fallen through. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. After planning to roll out 1,500 new franchises in 2022. So you're getting too greedy here. The embattled company instead reduced its outlook for between 350 and 450 gyms, and its forecast revenue dropped from 275 American to 387 Australian million dollars. From that to 182, so half its profit. So it's forecast half its profits. On top of that, 110 staff were also laid off. At the same time, the company also announced that the founder and CEO, Mr. Gilchrist, would be stepping down from his position. So the stock price dipped to 62% of its original price following the news. When it sank to $1.35, Australian $1.90 on July 27, it has not properly recovered since. At time of writing, it was trading at $2.55 US a share, according to MarketWatch, down significantly from its IPO price of $17. What do you think? I think 10 years, first and foremost, at the top of the market in Australia in the fitness industry has been a solid effort by F45. I think in the current economy, the price of its membership needs to be drastically reviewed. Its forecast for earnings has already been downgraded, and to survive this, it's probably going to be downgraded further. I think some of the owners and some of the staff have probably jumped ship at the right time. Clearly, it's going to be hard for F45 to recapture its peak. I could see it losing more gyms at this rate. I do think the article is jumping the gun a little bit. Yeah, I guess it's a warning sign that specialty gyms that charge a premium rate are vulnerable during the economy and that you're going to lose them. They've over-leveraged themselves with the outlook of expanding 1,500 new franchises, though. That's massive. But yeah, stock is way down. $2.55 from $17, so it's not going to recover from that. What do you think? I think F45's time is up, but it might be a little bit more drawn out. I don't think it might have a little bit left. Thanks for watching.